Hello, my name is Sheila Arrett, and I'm an infant and early childhood mental health consultant at Children's Resource Center. Today, we'll be talking about comfort items. You've probably noticed in the children that you care for that they gravitate towards one item more than anything else. Maybe it's a teddy bear or another stuffed animal, a blanket, sometimes even an old piece of clothing. And most of the time, they're soft and cozy to snuggle up against. So, today we're going to start with talking about the benefits of these items. They provide a sense of familiarity and safety, particularly during those times of transition. So, maybe it's going to a new location or even switching from home to daycare or a family member's house. And it can even, those transitional times can even be at home from playing to getting ready to go take a nap or go to bed. And if you think about comfort items, most of the time they're soft, they're made of fabric. So not only do you have the physical sensation of touching something soft and comforting, but you also get the sense. And so it appeals to the sense of smell because being fabric, they absorb sense of the child and of their usual setting. So those things add to the familiarity and the sense of safety with those comfort items. They also help regulate emotions because they're a way to self soothe. Having that with them helps them regulate their emotions. So it's a good thing. There are far more good things about them for young children than there would be any negatives. So there's no reason for a young child not to have them. And just a tip for parents or caregivers, if you notice your child gravitating towards that one item, encourage you to grab a second of that item or something very similar because they're going to get dirty. They're going to get food on them. They're going to be run through the dirt when the kids are playing. And so to have one where you can wash and help maintain the hygiene of that item, that they can still have the second one. So these are a lot of benefits for comfort items, but there's actually those times where those items aren't going to be available. So what do you do in those times? One of the first things you can do is to begin developing additional coping skills with your child when that item is still available. So some couple quick coping skills that I think of right away is deep breathing. This is something that can be done no matter where you are, and you don't need anything else with you to do deep breaths. So that's a quick one. Sometimes people use counting or listening to music if you have that available. Those are some easy things that you can help your child adapt to when that comfort item is still present. And then also, as they begin to use those other coping skills, acknowledge that growth is happening because it's a process. And so, the Center for Resilient Children from the Devereaux Center has this tip that they use and recommend, and it is the skill of saying when you were little. So you can talk to with your child as they are beginning to use new coping skills and be like, "Oh my, look at you're using your coping skills. You're using your deep breaths. When you were a baby or when you were a toddler, you always had to have your blankie to calm down. But now as you're getting bigger, you're using your deep breaths, you're using your safe place, you're using other coping skills, and that's great. Look how big you're getting." Another thing you can do is be a detective and notice when your child needs their comfort item the most. And if that's not available in the setting that you are, prepare them ahead of time, saying, we're getting ready to transition to this thing. We don't have your blanket with us, but remember you can use deep breaths. Maybe we have some lotion on hand. Use those other things in place. Um, Beyond that, you can reassure your child and acknowledge their feelings when you're in a new setting or when they're doing that transition and they don't have that comfort item. There's probably some tears and some upset. So acknowledge that and provide comfort. That comfort from you is a great protective factor for dealing with those stressors that are coming their way. And helps them acknowledge what they're feeling when you put words on it as well. And just to reassure parents and caregivers, as children get older, naturally, most decrease their need for comfort items. So maybe they needed it seemingly throughout the whole day before, but now they can go to maybe just nap and bedtime. And many children need that throughout childhood, need a teddy bear or something to sleep with. So that's normal development. Um, but naturally, they will decrease the need throughout the day. I found some great resources when searching this topic. Mind in the Making had a great tip sheet. Also, healthychildren.org from the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Center for Resilient Children. And beyond that, you can go to our YouTube channel. We have over 100 videos on different social and emotional topics for educators and parents and other caregivers. Or you can find us on Facebook. We're regularly updating um, tip sheets or other social and emotional help topics that we have found. So thank you for watching, and I hope this has been helpful.